All right, Shalom. First things first, we're going to give all praises, glory, honor, and power to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from. And salutations to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. All right, Shalom to the rest of the elect, as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of the Lord Yahweh Shah. All right, this your brother Akaga Bar. All right, and we know that a global collapse is coming, all right, to these world economies, man. Okay, a global collapse is coming to these world economies, all right, and these devils are pretty much, looking to what they call problem, reaction, solution, okay, and essentially what's taking place is that they're switching over this current financial system, okay, and this is the reason why we see that the demise of the dollar, all right, is imminent, okay, the collapse of the U.S. dollar, as that Federal Reserve currency is imminent, okay, and I believe you have BRICS. The BRICS summit is supposed to be the 22nd, okay, so in a few days, they have that summit, which pretty much, you got a lot of countries and members looking to join BRICS in their efforts to de-dollarize, to bolster their own local currencies and pretty much to move away from the dollar, man. Well, we know what's going to come, what's going to follow that is going to be a collapse, okay? But the thing about it is when the U.S. Debt bubble bursts, we know it's going to burst the rest of these different global economies, man. Okay, all these other countries are going to, their economies are going to implode as well, okay, because they're all backed, they're all pegged to the U.S. dollar, all right? But I want to do this lesson going into the fact that we know these devils deal with problem, reaction, solution, all right, and that we in them times to where, I think it was that devil Klaus Schwab was warning about the year of a polycrisis, and we know that these devils are looking to bring about a mass casualty event, whatever that may be, right? We're looking at potential another pandemic, due to these different pestilence that's spreading. We got all these outbreaks and recalls on the food. We're dealing with the war tensions over there in the so-called Middle East. We got the election coming up. The inflation's through the roof. We got a lot of things that's happening, okay? And we know that these devils, through their problem, reaction, solution, all right, are looking to cause all hell to break out, man. When you just pay attention to the way they speak, all right, the who, the WEF, etc., they already letting you know what they about to do, okay? And that's why it was a few weeks back or so, the UN pretty much took over the sovereignty of all these different countries, man. What they call their pact for the future, going into the fact that, and it was hundreds of pages long, but ultimately going into the fact that in the case of the next, mass casualty event or cataclysmic event, that the UN would pretty much have power, jurisdiction over these countries, man. And we know exactly what they're pushing for. They're pushing for digital IDs, CBDCs, automation, AI, etc. Okay, so I want to go into this lesson briefly because we know that these devils are about to cause a mass casualty event, man. And the reaction, all right, or in other words, the solution is going to be for them to give people digital IDs and CBDCs, man, because it's going to be a collapse of this current financial system we're dealing with, and I'm going to play a bit of this video. Now, this video is 14 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the entirety of it, but we'll skip around because at the end of the day, like I mentioned, once the U.S. dollar implodes and America's economy collapses, all of these other countries' economies are going to collapse too, man. So it's all by design. That's why they've been allowing the debt to just rack up, because once they put the pin in that bubble, man, it's over with. See? So I'm going to play a little bit of this, man, grab a couple precepts, and that's going to be the lesson.
Have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you of legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution, they've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
About a year ago, while speaking at the Global Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming. Around the same time, World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab also made a similar statement about revamping the global economy. In his words, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed.
You see that? And that goes into that beast system, that Revelation 13, okay, how he calls it all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond, to receive that mark. Meaning no country is going to be excluded from this financial system that they're ushering in, man. They're doing this thing. They're doing it right under you people's noses, man. We literally just waiting on one, well, like they mentioned, a public shock, a mass casualty event, a black swan event, polycrises. You see, because once it goes, man, once they pull the plug on the dollar, this economy is through. And you got major things happening around the world, man. Like I said, that BRICS summit is coming up on the 22nd. That's going to lead to a major, even more of a major decline in the U.S. dollar. Okay, because these countries, man, dealing with the OPEC, members of OPEC, they've already been trading, buying and selling oil to various member countries, by means of not using the U.S. dollar. Okay, circumnavigating it and using their own local currency. So it's only getting worse. It's getting much and much worse, man. But these devils are pretty much running out of time, But as you see, they want everybody to be a part of this, man. This is why everybody's pushing for CBDCs as well as digital IDs, man. Okay, I did a lesson not too far back. I think it was Europe, those European countries. I forget exactly which one it started with, but they're coming with a digital border policy, meaning everything is moving digital, man. It's doing away with, physical stamps, physical passports, physical identifications. Everything is moving digital, man. Once they pull the plug on this shit and it collapses, they're going to present you with digital IDs as well as CBDCs, man. And I believe they're going to mention it in this video because, they're going to try to, you want to try to get some of your money back because you're going to lose everything. Once this shit collapses, man, people are going to lose everything, man. And they already said that. They said you're going to own nothing and be happy. So they'll try to put a Band-Aid on it, try to give you the solution. Oh, well, you can get a portion of your money back or you can get your money back, but it's going to all be in the form of a tokenized digital currency, man, that's going to be completely governed, tracked, monitored, traced, etc. But this is what we're looking at, man, very soon, man. This place ain't got too much longer, man. Okay, the elder Apostle Tahar was going into that. I was watching a video, man, going into, the average lifespan of a empire is 250 years. So I believe, the consensus is that this place was founded around 1776. Well, that means that 250 year lifespan will, be right around the corner. I believe 2 short years away. You wonder why they speak about Agenda 2030 and, we got to hurry up and have a public shock and blah, blah, blah. Cause, this place is through, man. We don't have too much longer here, man. And that's evident, So Lord's willing, man, this shit about to go down. All right, let's play a little bit more.
We need a great reset of capitalism, Schwab added in an article published on the non-governmental organization's website. According to popular investigative journalist Whitney Webb, what we are witnessing is the birth of a new international monetary system, a replacement for the current Bretton Woods system built solely on the blockchain to aid the complete surveillance and censorship of every aspect of our lives. Whitney's warnings are based on the words of several global elites and WEF puppets like Macron, as well as the words of Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada, and the UN Special Envoy for Climate Action and Finance, who said the 3 pillars of the New World Order are digital IDs, CBDCs, and ESG.
You see that? The 3 pillars of the New World Order: digital IDs, CBDCs, and ESG, which I'm not sure where ESG is, but once again, man, when you see that word digital ID and CBDC, really, you need to instantly think of the mark of the beast. Okay, this is a system to where you're going to be excluded from every facet of life if you don't partake in that, man. Once again, the system will collapse. The system is about to collapse, and when it do, it's going to be global, man. All right. What's going to be the solution? They already got it in place. They already got it. They already have it, man. They already got the solution to present to you people, man. That's why you look at these different countries, man. Look at China. Look at these other countries. Look at Nigeria. You know, they already rolled out what they call the Naira digital. Look at China. They got the digital yuan. You know, Zimbabwe, digital. Well, I forget exactly what it's called. You know, and even when you look at BRICS, I believe the talk is about having a because it's not going to be one BRICS currency. That's not essentially how it's going to be designed. It's going to be to where they're going to use their local member currencies, but they're going to be pretty much of equivalent value, you know. And the talk is about it, you know, being in a crypto digital format, you know, backed by gold or whatever commodity. Okay, because we know the dollar's not backed by anything no more. It's not pegged by nothing, man. It's just a fucking empty banknote, you know. That's why they racking the debt up so they can pop that bubble. And Babylon the Great, this place is going to have to present their very own digital dollar, man. Then they're going to have to, you know, try to back it by something. They're going to have to, you know, try to get people, these countries, you know, interested in it, man. Because, hey, these countries have lost faith and trust in this place, man. That's why they all joining BRICS. You know, they hot-tailing it away from this shit, man. You know, but hey, at the end of the day, when this place falls, all of them are gonna fall. Their financial systems, man. You know, so.
In a recent discussion with Mark Goodwin, writer and editor-in-chief at Bitcoin Magazine, Whitney warns that all world governments are pushing this New World Order agenda, proudly sponsored by the ultra-rich and powerful, including Silicon Valley executives like Larry Fink, who wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities, as well as the natural world. Whitney warns that from forests to rivers, mountains, and lakes, everything will soon become a commodity, owned and...
Yeah, and that goes into your NFTs, I believe, which stands for non-fungible tokens or something along those lines. And they show you this in particular movies, man. I believe they showed it in Ready Player One. You know, they want digital art. They want everything to be in a digital format, tokenized, man. They want it digital. You know, I forgot what rapper it was. It might have been Lil Uzi Vert or one of them devils was talking about buying real estate in a digital moon or some shit, man. You know, these devils really want you motherfuckers on the metaverse somewhere with, you know, society ran by robots and automation. And that's why they would be able to give you universal income. And you got Elon Musk talking about universal, what does he call it? Universal high income. You know, meaning it ain't none for them to crunch some numbers and send your ass, you know, 1,000 digital bucks or 10,000 digital bucks every month or every so often. And yeah, you wouldn't have to work as much because you're going to have robots and automation taking over everything, man. You know, if you can't see the writing on the wall at this point, man, then you must live under a rock somewhere. Like, we literally approaching, we're in the last seconds of this man's kingdom, man. So how is it not clear and evident what's about to happen, man? You know, what's about to take place. Okay, Mosai said, hey, for the elect's sake, these days are shortened, man. He said the Mosai is shortened these days. So these devils got a particular timeline. The Mosai gonna cut the shit short. See, that's why it makes sense. It's gonna happen at a moment's notice and catch people off guard. You know, you wake up one day to the news that the dollar's collapsed. You know, you can't go to the banks. The banks ain't got the cash on hand. You know, they don't have it on hand anyways because they do what they call fractional reserve banking or fractional reserve lending, meaning if you put in $100, you know, they only keep, I believe, I forget the exact number, or percentage, they'll only keep 30% of that on hand, and then they lend out the rest to other institutions, man, to where they can, charge interest on it or whatnot. That's why when you motherfuckers go and try to run to these banks, when the news come about that it's just collapsed, you ain't gonna be able to take your money out, man, because they don't got it. See, this is all about design, man. This is why banks been collapsing left and right, because they ain't got it, man. But yeah, whole time they taxing your ass to death, and you people aren't doing shit about it, man. So this reset is really going to bring all hell and chaos to this place, man. When they finally burst that bubble, you see.
Traded by the super rich and powerful to make them even stronger and move them.
Let me skip up in the video a little bit, because like I said, it's 14 minutes long. I don't want to play the entirety of it, but it is some good information in here.
Actually everything. So you have to onboard to the surveillance state or be excluded from everything. So it's, being marketed as inclusion, but it's really inherently exclusionary.
How does this system get triggered? How do we move into the Mark Carney-ism?
Well, I think they sort of give it away when they say that this is the new Bretton Woods movement that needs to be seized. So Bretton Woods was what came out of World War II, essentially, and was the creation of a new financial governance system after World War II. And this is essentially an effort to create a new financial governance system that was announced well before any sort of crisis like that, but it's probably going to need a crisis of that level to be implemented and to convince people to onboard at scale. And if you subscribe to the theory that all wars are bankers' wars, which there is plenty of evidence to support that, I would say, that seems to suggest that perhaps, this is the it's going to be a problem reaction solution type of situation where they've already made the solution, they've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this.
Yeah, which is that beast system spoken of in Revelations the 13th chapter, man, or Revelation the 13th chapter. Okay, they're going to cause you to take that chip, RFID microchip. Is going to go subdermally, meaning beneath the skin. Okay, and it's going to be on the backbone of a digital ID, man, which all you got to do is hop on the internet, type in digital ID, it's going to pop up a bubble, and everything around that digital ID is going to mention health, it's going to mention finances, it's going to mention, literally everything, man. Everything's going to be tied to it. Travel, that goes into the digital border, everything's going to be pegged to it. This is, we're in they call it a fourth industrial revolution. These devils have honed it down, man. They got the solution ready to where when you walk out your house, you won't need to grab a wallet. You technically won't need to grab a key. Look at the direction these cars are going and everything is going. You won't need to grab a wallet, a purse, no identification cards. Everywhere you go, the system will be to where you scan your wrist or your hand or whatever, or you got the brain chip. Those biometrics, and it's going to pull your data up, man. You want to go travel? We got you. You want to buy your food, buy and sell the food? This is how it's going to be done. Even when you deal with on a level of social media, man, when you sign in, they try to identify you. You got to sign in through using your email or through one of these social media platforms. Everything will be able to be used via that chip, man. Okay. All right, but let me continue.
New Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's, equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system after this big event like they did after World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the thing that's so interesting about this debt bubble exploding is that when you know that the debt bubble is going to explode and you want to explode it into the new system, the way that you sort of trigger that into the system that you want to get the masses to go with you is you actually want to have the most debt obligations on the record, on the board, so that when the system pops, they'll all pop. When the debt bubble pops, every debt bubble will pop. It will be everything all at once. It won't just be like, oh, Japan's fine, the US is it won't work like that. Everything will pop at once. So in this weird way, you actually want to create as much debt as possible right before the pin bursts the bubble, and then you can offer this, hey, we'll service your debt 1-to-1, if you come join this new universal tokenized ledger, just sign up here, do a selfie of your face and give us your biometrics, and then here you are.
The solution
Yeah, you see that, but it's not going to be a give us your face. It will be the biometrics, but ultimately, man, once this shit collapse, they cause all hell to break loose. Chaos is ensued in these streets, man, kicking doors in. I mean, bloodshed left and right. They're gonna have stations set up, man. They're gonna have chipping stations set up, just like they did with the pandemic 4 years ago, man. With the jab. That was pretty much a foreshadowing you, showing you what's gonna happen, man. When they cause all hell to break loose in these streets, we already know the sleeper cells over here. You got militants, you got militias, you got released prisoners from Venezuela and whatnot. The migrants. When all hell breaks loose, they already have this place divided into 10 FEMA regions, man. They're going to have martial law. They're going to have that. And then for you to be able to pretty much be integrated back into society, you will have to adopt that man's mark. You will have to, this is going to be your ticket into society, man. That's why, as you seeing through this video, man, in the way those devils speak, all right, when you deal with those elites, man, they're going to cause a cataclysmic public shock to happen. They already go out and say that. So we just waiting to see when and what is it going to be. That's why that port strike, that could have been it. We was hoping, but they try to pacify it a little bit. But when you deal with the halting of transportation, the halting of goods, shutting the port down, that could have easily been the catalyst. All right. But even with that not being it necessarily, hey, we know that it's coming, man. So when that shock happens, if you will, man, it's over for this place, man. It's over with, man. And then they already got the new system that they're going to introduce. I mean, look at this picture, okay? We know they want to roll out 15-minute smart cities, and you wonder why they creating these natural disasters, because we know they got the technology to do it. The hurricanes, the devastations, destroying these cities, Hawaii, Florida, because they can turn them into 15-minute cities, man. Have cameras everywhere, pull up your facial recognition like they got over there in China, And hey, like I said, hey, man, they going to have your ass on that system, But this is the reality of the world, what the world is coming to, man. This is the reality of it. All right. They do it in increments here and there. But if you look around, if you able to see the picture, you know what I'm saying? Collectively, this shit is here. They got everything ready, man. I mean, you got people that's already taking a chip. You got what they call the chip girl. A ton of Swedens have it. Over there in them particular Asian countries, a lot of people have it. This is not science fiction at this point, man. This is literally something that's already in the making, man. It's already happening. So once the collapse of the dollar happens, and these world economies going ahead and collapse, that's when it's going to go fully global. That's when it's going to be that prophecy pretty much fully comes to pass, man. He calls it all, All right.
has been created, and now all the global elites need is a nice little crisis to tie it all off. Only this won't be a nice crisis. It will be the complete collapse of the entire global financial system.
Yeah.
A large percentage of the global population, honest everyday workers, fathers, mothers, and people with aging parents and relatives will be completely devastated, while the 1% of the 1% gain everything. Whitney believes.
And that's what they do every time, man. All wars are bankers' wars. This is Zephaniah 1, which can be applied to today, okay? Because when you read up, this was ultimately the Most High speaking through Zephaniah to the king of Judah at that time, okay? But it ultimately went into the collapse, the economic collapse at that time. Well, we know that the same thing as we just, been showing you is going to come to America, Babylon the Great, to this place, man. That's what happens when these empires reach their end. Okay. Zephaniah 1 and 10, it says, and it shall come to pass that in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there should be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, which, you know, when you think of fish gate, you think of the ports, you know, you think of the goods flowing in, you know, coming in and ultimately out of the country. Okay, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Okay, which the hills represent the governments. Okay, it's going to be a great crashing, man. It says, howl ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. Okay, and ancient Mektesh was a city. It was pretty much a merchant city. So this is telling you that the merchants, all right, are going to be cut down, man. This is why the economists, all right, the outlook for this place is that there will be a greater setback to this place than a Great Depression, man, than a recession of '08. See, because we ain't experienced a global market collapse, but we're about to. It says, how you inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Okay, meaning you ultimately your possessions and what you have, man, it's going to amount to nothing. You know, and that's why they say you're going to own nothing and be happy, man. Okay, scriptures also tell you, neither shall their gold nor silver be able to deliver them. See, this dollar is going to become completely worthless, man. This place will become third world. That's what inflation's all about. It's an indicator of a weaker and weaker currency, man. So you wondering why your prices continue to go up. You know, all that's showing your ass is that your dollar, man, your currency that once, you know, was king is no longer king anymore, man. All right. And we are at that point to where very, very, very shortly, very soon, we will see this place completely collapse, man. All right. So hey, it ain't nothing for them to pull a public mass casualty event, you know, so Lord willing, they hurry the hell up on and do it.
The crisis will be on the same scale as, if not worse, than the economic devastation of the Second World War. After the crisis ends, central and commercial banks will conveniently and proudly present digital currencies, urging people to get on the system to make up for everything they lost during the collapse. However, they will only get a fraction of what was lost. Plus, they will be signing away all their privacy and other rights to the global elites.
Yep.
Imagine a world where you can't buy more meat because all your transactions are strictly monitored, and it's been decided that you've eaten more than your allotted portion of meat during the given period. You go to your local grocery store, pick up the goods, and as the attendant or automated system tries to ring up your order, they get a notification saying you cannot purchase more meat or else the planet dies. This is the future Whitney and Mark are warning us about. What's worse, it does not stop there. Larry Fink and others want to tokenize everything, including the natural world. Here are more clips from the video.
Yeah, and that was, you know, pretty much that point that I wanted to end that off on, man, dealing with that fact that, yeah, once it goes down, they're going to give your ass a solution, all right? You know, you want to make your money back, you just lost everything. You know, the world has turned to shambles. You know what I'm saying? Don't look like there's any hope left. Hey, look, I got something for you. We got the central bank digital currency now. Everything's going to be all right. Just sign away your freedom, sign away your livelihood. You know, take this chip, take this mark. Hey, we got you, man. We got you with some universal income. We got you. You know, you get a portion of your shit back, blah, 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 man. The writing's on the wall, man. But that's pretty much the point. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Debt to this place, wall, blah, blah, blah. Shalom.